when you're setting up a business in the UAE, it's really important to understand that the legal framework is different from that of your home jurisdiction. So for this reason, it's really important for you to get the right advice in country.
Yes, and I think it's the most pivotal mistake that many businesses have made when they've entered the UAE and the GCC in its entirety. If you're not getting that on-the-ground advice and that feedback, you're essentially setting yourself up to fail. So I think you always need to ensure you're working with someone that is experienced on the ground, has longevity in the region. And then if you are looking for a successful business story in the UAE, then you have to look further than the legal advice. Think about the commercial aspects, the cultural nuances between the UAE and GCC as a whole and US, UK, Australia. It's incredibly different. The way you interact with your clients, with your partners, it's fundamentally different. So make sure you're getting advice from a holistic perspective. So you give your business the platform for success over the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah, and I think it's one of the differences as well is the nuances in the licensing formalities, because there's no off-the-shelf solution. You can't simply set up a company and do what you want. You have to be licensed to carry out specific activities, and different activities might require different authorities' approval, and therefore it's not as straightforward as people might experience in their home countries.
And that all drives time. So if you're putting together a business plan to enter the UAE market, then you need to build in some time allowance. So you don't get a company off the shelf, you don't get a business license issued in 2 hours. It will take time, especially if there are external approvals, depending if you have a regulated industry. So you need to ensure that you have a budget that will understand the nuances and understand that it will take sometimes a couple of months to get the documentation in order, especially if you're a company extending from a foreign jurisdiction. Remember, this will take some time. So as long as you plan for it, you've got to be in the right footing.